I washed my hair today. I was supposed to retwist it, but that didn't happen. Why? Because I don't have enough gel to retwist. I didn't, like, the last time I retwisted my hair was so long ago that I didn't actually realize that I don't have enough gel for the next time. But here we are. Guess what I'm gonna be talking about today? Randomness with Lisa Cole. Okay, so I welcome all of you to my YouTube channel. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if you're new to this channel, welcome. I welcome you. Today I'll be talking about my hair journey. So just to let you guys know, I've actually been considering locks since high school. So I tried out like synthetic locks just to see how I would look, because the last thing I wanted was to get something that wouldn't actually suit me. Okay. But yeah, then I got to varsity, there was Wi-Fi, so I could do all of the research that I wanted to do, and I did as much of it as I possibly could. And yeah, at some point I just decided, you know what, let me get this done. So I got it done, and here I am today. So I'll be just sharing a couple of tips with you guys, sharing my journey with you guys, and I just want you to know, disclaimer, I am not a professional loctician. Everything that I'll be sharing with you is just from my experience. Also keep in mind that I started my journey from scratch till now, all on my own. I didn't have anyone else help me in the process. So also just keep that in mind, okay? So I'm not Miss Perfect, I don't know everything, okay? So yeah, but stay tuned, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Yeah, before I start, a couple of disclaimers. I've been disclaiming since the beginning. It's cloudy today, so if you see a difference in lighting every now and then, just know that sometimes it's sunny, sometimes the clouds come like again and whatnot. And number two, I have my notes. I've written down my notes in a book this time, so I'll be looking down quite frequently just to keep track of where I am, and so that I don't go off track and rant about stuff. But anyways, so the very first thing that I did when considering locks is, of course, research. Now, anybody who knows me knows that I am not a fan of research at all, but I love researching about the things that I'm more interested in, like hair, you know. So I did all of my research. I asked people who had locks already. I asked people who currently had locks. Like, I looked on YouTube for videos on just how to start. Like, I had so many questions, like, does my hair need to be a certain length before I start? What does starting look like? Are there different ways to start? What does maintenance look like? Can I use the same products? Do I have to use different products? Like, you know, I had all of these questions, and there were a lot of things that different people told me which just confused me, and I was like, oh my goodness, what do I do now? But I just think that the more information you have, the better prepared you are for stuff, because starting looks differently for everyone. Locking and the stages of locking are different for everyone, so it's just best to have all of the information that you need, right, before getting into it. But anyways, I decided at some point that, you know what, I'm gonna get locks. So I looked at the different salons in the area that offered the services, and at some point I just decided, you know what, I'm going to do everything on my own. Why? Because Cape Town is expensive and I ain't got that kind of money. So I was like, you know what, I've been braiding my own hair for quite some time. I can most probably definitely do these locks. So yeah, that's how my journey started. So my hair wasn't that long when I had started. I cut my hair in 2019, so I was still like growing out my hair and all that stuff, but it wasn't too long. Yeah, and then, so there are different ways to start locks. The ones that I remember, I remember three methods of starting. So you could do comb coils, instant locks, or you can start with twists, right? And there are many other ways to start with, but those were the three that I was considering. I ended up choosing to start with twists because of two main reasons. Number one, I had everything. In terms of equipment, I had everything that I needed to start with twists. I was like, I'm not about to go out and buy different products and stuff just to start on this journey. I am going to do with what I have. And then the second reason why I chose twists was because I was like, you know what, if I don't like the way that it looks, at least I have the chance to undo my hair, you know. But trust me, once I started and I finished twisting my hair, I was like, there is no way I am undoing this. No way. I was so drained, so drained. So I was like, you know what, if it looks a mess, I am keeping the mess. So another important thing to consider is the pattern that you want at the base of your locks. So I chose the grid/block pattern, not too sure what they call it, simply because that's what I was used to when I was braiding my hair. So I was like, I might as well just go with what I'm used to. I wanted to try the things like the diamond pattern, but I was like, it's too complicated for me, so I'm just gonna go with what I know. And I ended up with the grid pattern. So when I had initially started, I wasn't too happy with how the front looked, so I had to restart that. So I basically started my locks on the 4th of October, but then I undid this part and basically finished this part, or like fixed this part, on the 5th. So I say that my starting date is the 5th of October because that's when everything was put together properly. The state of my hair at the time, my twists were thin. They were thin, which was a lot different from what I had seen online and from the videos that I had watched. You know, people had nice locks, thick locks and all that stuff, but for me that wasn't the case. My locks were very thin but stretchy. So yeah, I used to like do like the little pineapple style with a little ponytail, you know, just a little emphasis on little. It was very small. Yeah, I could stretch my hair. It was bouncy a bit, not bouncy, I'm lying, it wasn't bouncy, it was just stretchy, okay, but very thin at the same time. And I was just like, oh, this is weird. I mean, I didn't expect things to start this way, but we're gonna see how things turn out. Woke up this way. Yeah, that's what I could remember from when I had first begun. I am going to put, if I haven't already put them, I'm still going to put videos and pictures for you guys to see what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's the beginning and how everything started. Now, the next stage is shrinkage and the awkward stage. Some people call the awkward stage the ugly stage. I shame, guys, let's just call it awkward, okay? But anyways, I got to this part. So I knew that shrinkage was a thing. I was expecting shrinkage, but the way it happened was a lot more than what I had anticipated. Oh my goodness. Guys, there was a video that I took complaining about shrinkage in the early stages. Like, I knew that shrinkage would be a huge part of my locks forming and all that. I just knew that shrinkage was going to be there. It's inevitable. But y'all, I didn't expect this much shrinkage. But I didn't know that it would be a lot worse than what I was complaining about at the time. It was insane. But approaching this stage, I was just like, I am ready for this phase. Like, I had bought myself 2 headscarves. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna tie these every day just to like hide this awkward stage. Y'all, I didn't tie those things every day because I was like, I ain't got the time to do that. I am lazy to be tying headscarves every day. So what I ended up doing is that I had like 2 ponytails. I'd walk around with like 2 ponytails, and like the rest would be down loose. I don't know what terminology to use, but yeah, I had 2 ponytails. And then at some point I was like, do you know what, I'm tired of tying these ponytails every day. I'm just gonna let my hair down, and if I look weird, I look weird. Like, people will just have to get used to me because this thing is tiring, okay? Yeah, I do not know what confidence I had back then. I do not know what to call that kind of confidence, but I'm grateful that I had it. But when I look back at those pictures, I'm just like, girl, you looked a mess. I looked so weird, and I'm just like, where did I get this confidence? But anyways, I'm pretty sure people got used to the look, whatever look that was. But yeah, I must say that during this process, it was very frustrating, it was confusing, there was a lot of uncertainty, simply because a lot of my twists were unraveling. Yo, look at what I mean. Look at what I mean. Can you see that? There was another one. There's so many of them. There was one over here that just completely unraveled, and it was like, I'm not doing this no more. And I was starting to panic. I'm like, why is this happening? How do I fix this? And also, it was very confusing at some point because some of the twists were locking, they were budding, but they looked like they were unraveling, and then some were actually unraveling. I was just so very confused, but I ended up getting this crochet hook. It's very small. I don't know how YouTubers do it, but I'm gonna try it now. Look at that! Oh my goodness. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. But I ended up getting this hook at a shop back at home for like, I think it was 5 rand or 10 rand. It was very cheap, which is a lot cheaper than how much it costs in Cape Town. Because I think this at another salon cost like 100 rand, whereas I got this for like 10 rand back at home. So yeah, I ended up I got this to just secure the ends of my locks. And it worked, it really worked, just securing the ends. But then because I had this, I was like, I should have just instantly locked my hair. You know, I kept going back and forth about the way that I had started. But anyways, I was like, you know what, I'll just suck it up and continue with the way that I had started. And this also came in handy like much later, even with my retwist. If I'm not happy with the way I retwisted a lock, I would just like secure it and all that stuff just to make it look nice. But yeah. And another thing that was very confusing about, I just dropped it, but anyways, another thing that was very confusing about this stage was that I had locks that were standing. They would just stand. Like these two specifically, I even gave them names because they had personalities of their own. I think this one is Shanene and this one was Shikisha. No offense if anyone has that name, it's just that they had personalities that I felt like they were just deserving of names. They would just stand, I wouldn't know what to do. Like, I was like, should I apply gel? The gel is not working, it's not keeping it down. Should I put more oil? The oil is not working. It was just so confusing. So during that phase, then I would just like have those 2 ponytails. And as much as I was avoiding having my hair tied up like that, I was like, I've got no choice because I do not know what to do with this hair no more, you know. So yeah. And then there was a point in time where I considered cutting my hair because I was just so confused. I wasn't sure about what was happening. I was like, you know what? It would be best to just remove everything, start afresh, and I'll be fine. Also because I was very impatient and I was comparing my journey to other people's journeys on the internet. And it took me a while to just acknowledge and accept the fact that I am different from the people that I see on the internet. You know, our hair textures are different and all of those things. But I will say that what helped me during those times of uncertainty and feeling like I want to cut my hair is having pictures and videos. Guys, it helps so much because you can actually see that, something is actually happening. You know, the transition is happening. There are things that are happening and it's like, okay, like I think I'm on the right track. So having pictures and videos of your lock journey really helps. So yeah, that's my tip for this stage. So what does maintenance look like? Number one, I'm going to talk about the shampoos. So a lot of the videos that I had seen on YouTube and other places is that they don't really encourage the use of like regular shampoos simply because, or let me not say regular shampoo, let me just say they don't encourage the use of shampoos that have a thick consistency simply because it creates a lot of buildup in the locks. So they really encouraged or recommended to get shampoos of a thinner consistency, just to avoid that buildup and so that it doesn't weigh down on your locks as well. But at the time I was like, hey, this is the shampoo that I have and I am going to use it and finish it. So as a loose natural, so they say, I used to use Organics shampoo. Mind you, none of these things are sponsored. I'm just showing you guys what worked for me. I'm not at the stage of sponsors yet, but one day I'll get there. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. God willingly. Okay, anyways, I use organic shampoo. I like using the aloe vera scented one. Anyways, I like using this one simply because it has a much thinner consistency. But when I cannot get this one, I end up using the green tea scented one. This one is a bit thicker and I have seen build up sometimes, but I think also the build up is there sometimes because I'm not washing my hair properly. Because other times it's there, then the next it's not there. So I don't know, maybe moments where it's there, it would be a time after I had just retwisted my hair, so it's mixing with, I do not know. But in general, these actually work, okay? This one is a 2-in-1, so it is shampoo and conditioner. This one is just shampoo. Yeah, I don't know about conditioning. Even as a loose natural, I wouldn't really condition my hair, but it's necessary. Well, that's what they say, but I don't really do that, especially when I just have shampoos. But anyways, so yeah, I would use those shampoos. And then in terms of retwisting my hair, initially I would retwist my hair every 6 to 8 weeks, but that is unhealthy. Do not do that, because if you retwist your locks often, what happens is that they become weak and they become thin, and the possibility of them just coming off, not from your scalp, but like, yes, coming off from the rest of the hair or your lock, very high. So and even in the beginning, like at the time that I was retwisting every 6 to 8 weeks, my hair wouldn't actually retwist. Like it would only last for like a day or a couple of hours. And at the time I was very frustrated, but later on, I realized that it was because my hair still wasn't used to the whole twisted thing, and you know, all of the, like my hair just wasn't used to being manipulated like that. But yeah, as time went on, it became a lot easier, and I also then decided to retwist my hair every 3 months. Now, what do I use to retwist? I use this over here, Styling Dreads Extra Stronghold Twisting Gel Toffee. I've used this from the beginning. I haven't tried anything else. It works for me. And like I said, like the longer my hair has become, the easier it has also become for me to retwist it. The twists stay longer, and in terms of keeping it in place, I use these prongs, or they call them alligator, whatever's alligator something. I initially wanted like the silver prongs that I see other people using in videos, but I couldn't get that at regular stores where you can just walk in. So I was like, this is what I could get, and this is what I've been using from the get-go. And they work well, so I'm not gonna go out and buy other things, whereas the things that I have work well. And in terms of moisturizing it, all I use is water and oil. Now, this oil I've been using since long ago. Even as a loose natural, I was using this black castor oil. It works really well for my hair. Like literally, that is all I use on my hair. Water and this oil, nothing else, like nothing else. I wash my hair every 2 to 3 weeks, and then I moisturize it every 2 to 3 days. So yeah, that's what I do to keep everything in place. In terms of retaining length, I think I only started seeing my hair growing after a year of having locks. And here is what looks like today. Gang, gang. Yes, I haven't moisturized my hair yet today, but this is how far we've come. And it's different for everyone. And I've heard quite a number of people saying, yeah, locks grow faster than an afro. I don't think that's true, simply because I feel like the reason why the reason why people would say that or believe that is because your hair is now in a state where you could see growth, like you can see it because there's less shrinkage, whereas with an afro, your hair is growing, it's just that there's shrinkage, there's humidity, there's all of these other things, but this is in a state where like you could see the growth taking place. So yeah, but that has been my journey. My locks are definitely not perfect. Each one is different. Each one has its own thing going on. Like I've got some that are like super thin and some that are just really confused. I've got some that are intertwining, even like this one. So at some point I'm just gonna have to break this apart. So over here with this one, you could see that it was thinning at some point and all that stuff. But just because you see layers of being thin or whatnot, that's not a reason to cut it off. Like, keep it there. Yeah, like, just keep it there. Let it hold on to dear life. Keep it there. But yeah, so it's been an interesting journey. I must say it has been something that I have enjoyed. It has taught me a lot of patience. It has taught me not to compare my journey to other people's journeys. So if you're considering locs, or if you're in the beginning phases, just be patient. I know you've probably heard this 1,000 times, but really trust the process. Take pictures, take videos, no matter how weird you look, and you'll be okay. So in terms of styling or braiding my hair, I haven't been doing much of that. Within the first year of getting locks, I tried at some point, but after I did like barrel twists, I think they're called barrel twists. I had done 2, but after I had undone my hair and stuff, my twists were, they looked like they were suffering. It looked like they were fighting for life. So I was just like, do you know what? I am going to take a break from styling. There's no need to rush the process of styling. So then at some point I decided that, okay, I'm only gonna start styling my hair after the first year. It's been a year and wow, it's been a year and 11 months. I'll be hitting year number 2 next month. But yeah, it's been a year and a couple of months, and I've just been like this. There have been times where I thought about braiding over my locks, but at the same time I'm just like, now I must go buy hippies and plait my hair. I'm not about to do that. So yeah, I mean, I must say that I definitely do not regret this decision about getting locks and even doing them myself. And it has saved me a lot of time. It has saved me so much time, and a lot of money as well. So I think those are my biggest pros about locks. Yeah, but I don't think I have anything else to add. Just enjoy the journey if you have already started, or if you're considering, like, just join me. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all the next time. Deuces. Bye.